Now some people may ask, if there are divinities, how come there is evil in the world? Well, evil in the perception of the moral ethical systems of monkeys, human mortal animals. Well, if divinities are omnipresent, omniscient, but not omnipotent, that's a good question. How can powerful souls influence mortal minds if they thrive on freedom, if heavens thrive on freedom? You pitch to the gods. Gods don't pitch to you. Gods are unimpressionable. You are impressionable. So, I was thinking that gods don't contradict nature. And it's how people take responsibility for how they coin their values, virtuous civilizations, is how they will thrive. If you make your bed badly, then you sleep badly. That is so easy. And if you create and allow evil to overtake you, it's not the fault of divinities. Don't blame the gods for that. And it's in your responsibility to coin yourself into something strong, heroic, and great, not the responsibility of the gods. So if a worm eats through your corpse, you call it evil? That's nature. If somebody gets killed in the street, well, that's the decision of that guy and the victim, perhaps. Not to fight back, if it may. What about omniscience? Well, let's guess that at certain thresholds of powers, gods, goddesses know everything. Are they concerned with the affairs of mortal monkeys or Earth in the solar system? Hypercosmic gods? No. The more you know, the greater your presence in the anima mundi Hecatic world soul, the less you're interested in affairs of little mortal monkeys on Earth. That is so simple. The closest powers, the closest gods and goddesses may interfere. The muses, the agathos daimones, it's like a whole family of heavens that continuously acts. But when mortals are stable and they do their business, nobody will interfere. It's your business, your responsibility. So, surveillance, intel and all that. People once worried about their privacy. And there is power in information. What if there are omniscient forces that have a power of understanding on all the information streams and clusters that go through minds of humans, thoughts of humans, emotions of humans, like that. Imagine 8.7 billion humans known like that. This instant. Billions, trilliards, trichiliocosms of thoughts, emotions going through. What's interesting is, if you constitute something interesting, maybe you will be perceived as something pitching to the gods. Otherwise, and sometimes I had the chance to inspect human minds. For most of the time they have bullshit in their minds. And you say, but that's wrong. Well, train your minds, discipline your minds, educate yourself, be critical thinkers. You'll be something of awe. So, if certain thresholds of powers perfectly know what's going in the human minds and on the other side, those who think they are anonymous, magical circuses, psyops, intel, doing the business, they even can have access to your fucking big data computers, to your server farms and what? Like that. All information available. So I wondered, why did I survive all the assassination attempts, all the schemes, plots on this side and by jerks from the other side? Because I'm attuned and pitched to certain forces that protect my ass. And assassination attempts were foiled. Issues to destroy me, to destroy my mind, make me insane, it was tolerated for a while. That is foiled. Schemes. Time hubs register events, phenomena. And if certain gods have access to those time hubs, they know all the events, all the phenomena before they happen. Precognition. Low range scale events, some would call it synchronicity. right? That things without causal relationships are somehow acausally related. Well, they are causally related, but in manners invisible to mortals and to those of you flying on the other side. You are not anonymous. Nobody is anonymous. And it's not a perception of a little girl thinking that God observes her when she's taking a bath. That's perverted. Honestly, those who know will know. You have no privacy when it comes to divinities. Do they care? No. Should you? No. Charge through your life. How to be stripped of privacy and charge through your life despite that. That is heroizing your life. Now, modern day humans are cowardly withdrawing their effective powers to influence anything. By stripping them of privacy, they won't do whatever they like. They won't responsibly claim any power, any influence, anything. They think they're whatever they do, they're helpless, apathetic. But that's the point. How to be a hero despite being stripped of everything, despite being stripped of privacy, doing your business. Charging forward. I'll leave you with that thought, because it's quite interesting. In such a way you reclaim your freedom, despite being censored, regimented, silenced, stripped of privacy. There are some fools that think they can command you, control you, do your business. Ignore them, find this frame of freedom within divinities. Metaphysics is the last stance of freedom, magic, ceremony, theurgy. That's your last stance of true freedom that you may find, a window of freedom. Otherwise be a slave.